Hello everyone and welcome to Vix Tarot Guidance. Welcome if you are already familiar with this channel, and welcome if you are new and are just discovering this channel at this moment. So today we have a little cute pick a card reading on our hands, literal pick a card reading this time, and we're going to be asking Spirit, how do they view the connection? So we're going to be asking about how your person views the connection, what they think about this connection, how they also might view themselves and you in this dance that is your connection, basically. So we have three little cards here to pick from today. For pile number one, we are going to have this card, or the archetype of the one. So this is going to be pile number one. For pile number two, we have the poet archetype. So this is going to be pile number two. And for pile number three, we have the warrior archetype. So the warrior for pile number three. All right. So what I would like right now for you guys to do is to just take a few deep breaths, and maybe, if you have to, you can also pause the video right now, but just take a few deep breaths right now to reconnect with yourself and dive into your body a little bit. Feel your body, feel yourself embodied, feel your toes on your feet and your fingers on your hands. So just feel your body for a little while, and now you can, dive into the energy of your person a little bit and ask the question, how do they view your connection specifically? And then you can just feel towards which pile you feel guided to the very most. You can also ask other questions, such as, for example, just how do they view the connection. You can also ask what are the messages that you yourself specifically need to hear in regards to how your person views the connection, what's going to help you move forward and be the healthiest timeline basically for you guys here. All right, so if you have already done choosing your piles, I'll see you guys in the chosen piles, or the timestamps are in the description box below this video as always. Also, if you feel like you need a little bit more time, you can just pause the video at this point and take a little bit more time deciding. You can also pick different piles for different people. This is not necessarily, about a romantic connection, but romantic connections might come through. Also, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you guys are finding this reading, it is the perfect time for you guys to hear these messages. Another thing that I would like to point out is that I'm offering personal readings, so if any of you are interested in a personal reading from me, if you really resonate with me as a tarot reader, all the information about that is also in the description box below this video. All right, so make sure to check that out if you are interested. And if you're interested in prices specifically, all the prices are also listed on my website, so make sure to check that out as well. All right, so without further ado, I will see you guys in your chosen piles. Hello and welcome, pile number one, or the one archetype. So if you have picked this card, this is going to be your video for how do they view the connection. So how does your person view your connection here? All right, so with the one already on the table, I mean, this is quite, on the nose. They do see your connection as something very important for them. They see it as, I'm hearing, revolutionary in a way. They see it as enlightening. They see your connection as that one connection that is allowing them to connect with deeper meaning within the universe, with deeper meanings within themselves. I'm also just hearing, they do see this connection as so profoundly deep that they are able to recognize themselves in other people because of this connection. This connection has led them to also understand that what is within is also found on the outside, so that the outside reality, the outside environment, let's say, also mirrors what they themselves feel on the inside. So this is a profoundly spiritual connection, like it is primarily spiritual, I'm sensing. Like everything almost that's taking place in this connection, it's taking place very strongly on the spiritual level, and only later on it takes place, on emotional and also physical levels. But also all of these levels are like really intertwined between you two. It is also just, necessary to ask that this is a dominantly spiritual connection here. This can basically just mean twin flames or really strong soulmates here, because this is the type of relationship that opens you up to the infinity. Basically, it opens you up to potentiality, it opens you up to God, it opens you up to that divine source of wisdom and love within, and to be able to also then recognize that on the outside. So yeah, like your person sees this as that type of connection, very profoundly meaningful for them as well. I'm sensing here like this connection is and has been and is going to be very, very meaningful for your person. It's just something that's like a vibration that's entirely different from what they are used to or what they have been used to so far in their lives. So this is like that connection that really splits you open, that really allows you to let go of everything, like every karmic story and everything that is maybe holding oneself back from seeing oneself as God, basically seeing oneself as the manifestation of love. It's the one connection that leads to enlightenment here. Basically, I'm sensing for you guys, my beautiful pile number one. But let's see now how else do they view this connection. So how does pile number one's person view this connection, Spirit? How do they view this connection? Pile number one's person, how do they view their connection, Spirit? Okay, so that's a little bit too many. I'm seeing Death here and the Seeker of Visions in reversed. So I am sensing that, yeah, this has been like a profoundly challenging connection for your person. You also have here like the Five of Challenges coming through reversed for you guys. So it feels like with the Five of Challenges here, your person did have to overcome quite a lot in this connection. You know, they had to overcome, I'm feeling like, their own beliefs, their own judgments with the Five of Challenges. This Five of Challenges is not so much speaking about, how shall I put this? It's not speaking about conflict with other people. It's speaking about conflict within oneself. You know, those things that do no longer resonate within oneself as one is embarking on a spiritual journey, basically. Yeah, that's what I'm sensing. Like your person really had to look within and had to recognize everything that's holding them back from really stepping into the vibration of source, the vibration of love, the vibration of peace. And they are still, you know, in a like dealing with that, like in the human body, we do still have to deal with all of these things. It's like a never-ending challenge in a way, but they are realizing these things about themselves. They are realizing what no longer serves what beliefs are maybe in opposition to where they feel like they have to go, or are in opposition basically with their own true source of wisdom and true self journey, if that makes sense, are things that are in opposition to their core basically. Yeah, that's what I want to say. And they are facing those things within themselves, and they see this connection as the connection that is bringing these challenges up, that is uprooting these challenges for them. Like we have this little guy, it's like a troll guy, but he's holding a tree here. So this is making me feel like they are uprooting things in their lives. They are uprooting their life, what no longer serves. So they're taking out the weeds and are sowing something else for themselves, something that is more in alignment with who they are and who they want to be. And this connection is something that is allowing them to really see within themselves more, to really be able to recognize what is the weed and what is the seed for them here as well. So for pile number 1, okay, we also have the Ace of Challenges here. This is the Ace of Swords coming through. So they are coming to an understanding here. We also have the Ten of Challenges reversed coming through. So this is the Ten of Swords reversed, and also we have the Devil or the Liar card coming through for you guys. So yeah, with these things, this is no doubt a very challenging connection for your person. Like they do have to realize with the Devil, with the Liar here, the illusion of the world basically. I'm hearing like this liar is giving me very strong Maya vibes. Maya is that like the devil, but also the trickster that tries to lead Buddha away from his awakening when he is sitting under the Bodhi tree basically. And this is how I'm sensing into this Devil card, into this Liar card here. Like this person, like your person feels like your connection is allowing them to see what is the true nature of the universe and what is just the illusion of the universe, what is just the illusion of the world, just the illusion of their beliefs, just a mirror of their own judgments, of their own beliefs, of their own presuppositions about the world, and so on. And yeah, they are trying to understand these things about themselves, about the universe, throughout this connection, throughout just meeting you, throughout just having you in their lives, maybe not even, being strongly present physically with you guys, maybe just, from a little meeting that you two have had, maybe a few years ago, even for some of you here, because if it's a twin flame connection, then there's also a period of separation, and some of you are definitely in that period at the current time here. So I'm just wanting to let you know that your person sees you as that catalyst, that person who has brought the illusion down basically, that has allowed them to really see this world as a matrix in a sense, but also allowed them to really see the beauty of the world here with the Liar card. We also have, the Ten of Challenges, which is the Ten of Swords. So this is no doubt, and this no doubt also was a very, very hard and emotionally turbulent, emotionally burdensome connection for your person here. They have had to let go of so much. Like I'm feeling like there is a lot of emotional hurt behind this card here as well for your person, because they had to let go of so much. They had to suffer so much to let go of everything that no longer serves them. And this has been like really, really hard for them throughout these years or months, or how long you two have known each other, because they had to transgress basically everything that they might have been before that no longer serves or is no longer in alignment with where they want to go, or where their soul is leading them, where their higher self is leading them. So this card is like that point where they had to let go of everything, where they no longer could keep it together because their soul was like putting so much pressure on them that they had to let go of everything that was no longer in connection or in, as I said before, alignment with themselves. So yeah, with the Ace of Challenges here, I'm feeling like they are learning to take matters into their own hands. They're learning how to direct their energy differently, how to direct their words differently, how to basically, yeah, just direct their attention, their words towards what they want, towards what they want to communicate to the world, towards what they want to communicate to you as well, but also towards what they want for the future for themselves here. They feel like they are a very gentle person. They feel like they are also like a very wise person, very intellectual person over here. You know, this whole reading is just like this very, very spiritual perspective. So yeah, your person must be someone who is very knowledgeable with the Ace of Challenges here. Like it feels like they are very intellectual as well, very well read here as well. Also, you might be very well read as well here, because it's like that type of energy that's coming through that just speaks almost like of an academic vibe here. I can also connect some of these things to my own life, to my own academic friends, to myself as an academic as well. So yeah, like we have that type of energy with the Ace of Challenges, especially with that wish to communicate and to share these ideas. I feel like you have also like really inspired your person to share what they have learned about themselves, about being, about their being in the world, and about source, about life, about the universe, about God with the world. Basically, you are that catalyst who has inspired them to want to share these things, want to share what they have learned with the world here. All right, so let's see what else for pile number 1, Spirit. Okay, they want me to use different cards now. Right, so we're going to be getting some of these. All right, so Spirit, for pile number 1, how do they view the connection? How does pile number 1's person view this connection, Spirit? How do they view this connection? Okay, so we have a lot of cards. I'm just going to take these two. We have the sacral chakra and the solar plexus coming through for you guys. So you have no doubt awakened their confidence. You have also awakened their passions here. So you have awakened their creativity. They see you, as I have said before, as that catalyst who has awoken their passions, their sexuality also here with the solar plexus, and also basically their self-esteem, their confidence here with the solar plexus chakra. I'm not sure, did I say solar plexus for this one? I'm not sure, but the sacral chakra is for the passion and sexuality and just creativity, expressing oneself, and the solar plexus is more concerning, you know, how they feel about themselves, their self-confidence, their self-esteem, this drive, this power, this willpower to do what needs to be done. And these two together just work so wonderfully with this passionate expression of where they want to go, what they want to achieve, what they want to do in this world. And I'm sensing like you were definitely that catalyst. This connection was definitely that catalyst that allowed your person to really creatively express themselves here with the sacral chakra, and also to be and have the confidence to share that with the world here with the solar plexus chakra. We also have positive movement forward. So yes, no doubt was this a very burdenous connection, like it was something that weighed heavily and still does sometimes on their chest, yet it is also a profoundly beautiful journey here. With the Eight of Pentacles, your person is talking about or is wanting to communicate to you that this connection has allowed them to really see the beauty of life, to really be able to step into life and enjoy every single moment as it is given to them, to really enjoy themselves in the world and to allow themselves to be able to give themselves to the world. Here I'm sensing like they feel like they can really enjoy every single moment of their aliveness, of their being alive because of you. Basically they can enjoy this sun. Just this card is talking about such a beautiful energy of just contentment, peace, being in the now, being present in the moment and being able to enjoy oneself, because there's basically like no residue of emotion or things that would need to be taken care of. There is just this feeling right now, there is just this feeling of being alive, of just being here and now and just enjoying what is present for oneself. It's like this very enlightened neutrality, but just wonder also in the face of the world, basically. And yeah, this is something that you have given them, they're saying. This is something that your connection has given them, and they see this connection in a very, very positive light. They do see why they had to go through all of these challenges, why they had to go through so much emotional and thought-based struggle, because it led them to this beautiful piece of reality, of seeing the world in this incredibly peaceful way and just being at such incredible peace with themselves here as well. So let's get you maybe one more card here for pile number 1, Spirit. How do they view this connection? How do they view this connection for pile number 1? Okay. Yeah, we have live in the moment coming through. Exactly what I was talking about with this card here. And this card says what you're looking for is with you. So what your person has realized, what this connection has given them, is to recognize that whatever they are searching for, they are already it. That whatever they are searching for is already within them. There is this beautiful Rumi quote that I also have on my website, as you know, part of this channel, as one of the messages that I want to convey basically, is that you just have to let go of all the things that are blocking you from getting and feeling love. And then you're going to be, you know, free, then you're going to be loved, then you're going to be able to experience love and experience enlightenment. It is all about just letting go of what is holding you back, what doesn't serve, what is in the way of you feeling love, because that is basically your birthright. You are born of it, you are it. So love is basically already with you. It's just the process of letting go of everything that doesn't serve anymore, basically. And your person has realized that because of this connection, they have realized that what they are looking for is with them, that they're looking for is within them already. And yeah, you know, as I was saying before, they see this connection as a very positive one, as all of these troubles, they were necessary for them. They were so necessary. They feel this now looking back. all of the troubles with themselves, all of these feelings of wanting to express their truth, you know, all of it was so necessary for them to grow and develop as a person. Yeah, I feel like I don't have anything else to say anymore for you guys here with the one, with the pile number one. It feels like this is the message, like this is how your person sees this connection. We could say a little bit more about this, but that's for another reading regarding their feelings, their thoughts concerning you specifically. That's still here in the realm of the Five of Challenges. And also in the 10 of Challenges a little bit, but you know that they are getting there, you know, they have this understanding, they are developing this understanding, and they are having a very beautiful, profoundly lovely, open view of this connection still, or they are trying to have it, as some thoughts, some judgments still do crop up here and make them a little bit unbalanced, but they do feel like they are searching for balance in this connection nonetheless. So yeah, that's all I have for you today, my beautiful pile number one. Do let me know how this reading resonated for you guys. It was so interesting to read for you guys. It was an incredible connection and feeling to feel into. It just feels very airy, very open. So very beautiful connection to feel into over here. So yeah, thank you for sharing your energy with me throughout this reading. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all your support. You are incredibly lovely, and I really enjoy connecting with you all. Also, if you would maybe like a personal reading, all the information about that is in the description box below this video. So yeah, thank you again for connecting with me. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. And I do hope to see you again in another one of my videos. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye. Mwah. Hello, my beautiful pile number two. So if you have picked this poet, Archetype, this is going to be your reading for how do they view the connection. So how does your person view this connection? I feel like they view it as very heart opening here with the poet. It feels like this connection has allowed them to tap into previously unknown parts of themselves concerning their emotions specifically. Like they were able to tap into emotions they have not felt before, things that they have not felt before due to this connection. This connection has had a very, very strong effect on them, they are saying with the poet. They're able to peel off the veil of the universe. I'm seeing, I'm hearing, because of this connection, like they are able to experience, see, feel so much more because of this connection. There is also a feeling of them coming into contact with some of their childhood wounds due to this connection being in their lives. It feels like you, as a person that they feel very connected with, have in a way opened them up to new possibilities, opened them up to also aspects of themselves that they didn't know they had problems with, basically. It feels like this is also a very healing connection, but more than that, it is a connection where they are learning about themselves, where they are in a way learning about their soul, where they are learning about the ways of life, the ways of the universe here. It's also a connection where they are learning to release things that are holding them back, for example. and things that are no longer serving them, or things that are in a way there for them to learn from and to grow with. It's also a connection through which they are able to come into contact with some family wounding I'm sensing here. It feels like there might have been some type of troublesome childhood almost, there was something in the childhood that happened that has left a mark on them. And this connection, especially if it's a romantic connection, so for those of you who have a romantic connection with this person, for those of you it's going to resonate even more. Like this connection has brought those wounds up, because it's almost like, in the romantic connection, all of the childhood wounding, all of the childhood traumas tend to come up very often, and your person is experiencing that in this connection. But they do want to say it's not all dark, it's not all just Edgar Allan Poe dark, it's not all Nevermore and gothic castles and crows cawing. It's also them finding their own light here, them holding their own light, them realizing how strong they are, and finding their passion, finding their confidence here as well. But also their ability to just use words to convey and express themselves in new ways, using words to express things that they didn't know were possible to feel, basically here with the poet. Like they are tapping into aspects of emotionality, aspects of mood, aspects of atmosphere and atmospheric feeling that they couldn't even fathom before here. It feels like a very watery type of emotional atmosphere, like Scorpio, Pisces, especially Pisces. I'm picking up a strong Pisces energy, and also some Cancer, but mostly it's very Pisces, Neptune also a little bit oriented here. It's very much that dreaminess, that wateriness, that quality of just flowing with your emotions, basically. All right, so let's see what the tarot has to say. So for pile number 2, Spirit, how do they view the connection? So how does pile number 2's person view this connection? Spirit, how do they view this connection? Pile number 2, Spirit, whoops, that's a little bit too much here. Let's see. So we have the Child of Boons here, or the Child of Pentacles. This is the Page of Pentacles coming through for you guys, for your person. And we also have the Eight of Spells. This is the Eight of Wands for your person. So what else? How do they view this connection, Spirit? We also have here the Ace of Visions, or the Ace of Cups. So beautiful, very, very beautiful, that Pisces energy. We also have the Liar coming through, so the Devil card coming through for you guys. All right, similar message here with the Liar for what came up with pile number 1. Let's see what else. The Huntsman. This is Justice, yeah. So what else for pile number 2? We have the Seven of Visions coming through. This is the Seven of Cups for pile number 2, Spirit. We have the Five of Challenges coming through, as well as one more card, as the Three of Challenges, or the Three of Swords. All right, so this is the Five of Swords here as well for you guys. Okay, so let's dive into these energies now. So for your person, what I am feeling is they are embarking on something new here with the Child of Boons, or the Page of Pentacles. They are starting a new leaf. They're starting something new in their lives. They see this connection as allowing them to see that fairy tales can indeed come true, I'm sensing. This is like a story from Hansel and Gretel, and it feels like it's allowed them to see that life can also be a fairy tale, that life can also be something that happens for you, that life can also be something really profoundly heart opening and imagination opening. Basically, with the Child of Boons, they feel this connection as allowing them to embark on a new chapter in their lives, turning over a new leaf, starting something new, starting to become acquainted with new energies basically here as well. They feel like this connection has moved very quickly and has allowed them to transform very strongly from one owl to the other. To me, it feels like these owls are basically transforming. Like first there was this one, then there was this one, then or this one. I'm not sure how they go. Yeah, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So they feel like they are transforming very rapidly throughout this connection, like their soul, their spirit, but also like everything else in their lives, like their physicality, also their emotionality has transformed very, very profoundly throughout this connection. So they feel like there has been this major shift after shift after shift after shift happening for them in this connection. This connection is really allowing them, helping them to grow, helping them to transmute what no longer serves and just become aware of who they are more profoundly, who they are more authentically over and over again. So yeah, this leads me to the Ace of Visions here. So them basically seeing, beginning to feel into their true authenticity, beginning to feel into their true nature, who they are at their core self, and trying to embody that, or just being in contact with that is already allowing them to know what they have to do, know which way they have to go. And it feels like this connection has allowed them to really come into contact here with their higher self as well, with their true self, with their true nature, with their true purpose, I'm sensing here as well. And this contact with their true purpose is allowing them to be more aligned, be more in contact, be more steady, be more grounded, be more balanced with the Huntsman here, also with and in their true self, to just really feel into that connection with one's true self. Like this card is to me not talking so much about the beginning of new love, it's talking more about the beginning of true new love of oneself, being so connected with oneself that one can't help but feel love for oneself, basically here. That's how they view this connection, as allowing them to open themselves up to this feeling. Also, how they view this connection. This connection has been a bit of a burden with the Liar here. This is the Devil card coming through. So this connection has really allowed them to feel into where they are being held back by themselves, where they are being programmed, and also to be able to discern which people in their lives fit their true authenticity here and which people don't fit into this authenticity of themselves, basically. So this connection is allowing them to be more in contact with themselves. They see this connection as something that's allowing them to be more in contact with who they are, but also to be able to discern the black swans I'm hearing here, to be able to really discern what doesn't feel right for them to be in contact with. What is that snake maybe tempting them? What's that habit that they have had for so long tempting them here? Also here we have the Three of Challenges. This is the Three of Swords, and this feels like they almost felt ashamed of something and ran away from it. Like this connection has faced them with some type of truth that they were not able to see or able to hold. at that time, and it made them in a way run away. This might also be a situation of the twin flame where there is a chaser and a runner, basically. There is that type of energy present here, like having or wanting to run away from something that you don't really want to see or be in contact with, or just the energy of that might be also too overwhelming. So they also view this connection as sometimes being a bit overwhelming and sometimes being very, very strong. So they have trouble grounding it more in the physical. It can sometimes be also here with the Five of Challenges, the Five of Swords, very like conflict based a little bit. It feels like they have to protect their ego here. Like this card is giving me strong ego vibes. So vibes of the self, vibes of the ego, just, you know, having to protect oneself, basically protect oneself, one's ego from having any type of new information that would make them shift, make them change for the better. Basically, they feel like they are fighting that off a little bit. So they do view this connection as something that sometimes, you know, maybe pointing out their weaknesses or their blind spots a little bit too much. So they feel like they have to run away. Whoops, sorry. They feel like they have to run away here, or either, you know, come off as a very macho man or macho woman and just go towards that with opposition and resist it and say, no, it's not true. This, what you're saying, what you're pointing out, this is not true. And it's not true because of this and this and this made up reason. And that's also the devil here, because the liar, because the Maya, because the ego makes up everything just so it can keep persisting and keep having its little spiel over and over again. But yeah, it feels like this connection is, as said, very challenging for your person on an emotional level here, but also on a very egoic level. They feel like they have to protect themselves. They feel like they have to protect their ego and just smack someone with on the head with their little tree branch thing over here. It just feels like that, almost like, you know, hobbit trolls, you know, that from the book Hobbit. There are these trolls and they have that, like, let's say dumbness, clumsy dumbness about themselves, and that's how your person's ego feels. Like that's their ego just trying to fend off things that are there for them for the better, because you do tend to channel their higher self to be more present with themselves, and then they just, you know, have to protect their ego sometimes just to be able to cling on to their ego, basically, at the current time when these new when this new information is brought to them. Also, we have the Seven of Visions here, or the Seven of Cups. So it might mean that sometimes your connection is also very confusing to your person. This card is, to me, talking about a little bit of a fog and not knowing where exactly to turn. So they might view this connection as sometimes very confusing. It feels like your person doesn't have like complete understanding of this connection yet. It feels like they are on the road to figuring it out. However, especially with the poet here, it feels like they are just searching, learning about this connection here, and they are trying to figure out what's next. Where is this leading them? What's this meaning? You know, even when they are triggered by all of these things, they do have to find meaning, and that meaning is sometimes occluded because of the liar, because of Maya, because of illusions, because of the ego, and they feel like they really have to dig deep let's say, within themselves, dig deep in their own psyche to be able to figure this out. And it's sometimes very confusing. It's sometimes leading them in very different directions. They don't feel entirely, how shall I put this? Your person doesn't feel very, I'm not sure how to put this, like they don't feel very spiritual, yes. So they do tend to sometimes just try to ground their knowledge through this poetic expression in the physical realm, and they do try to find different ways of also expressing themselves through words, because those words allow them to ground what they are feeling in something that is known to them, is in something that is already in a way familiar, so they don't, drift away, because they cannot ground so much information here in the spiritual realm, so they can't just switch and bring down the spiritual and in a way embody that. They have to take it through some type of meaning making first, some type of expression through words, some type of logos here, some type of structure, before they can fully begin to interpret this and begin to work with the feelings and work with the energies. I do hope that makes sense. I'm not sure if I described it very well, but it feels like your person needs that extra meaning making that the words provide for them to be able to really ground the lessons of this connection here. And that's why this connection is sometimes a bit confusing for them as well. So we also have the Huntsman here. So with this card, I'm feeling like your person sees this connection as something that's really allowing them to grow, as something that's really allowing them to balance themselves out, to feel themselves, feel into themselves, feel more into their true nature, into who they are. I'm also seeing like they are balancing their yin and yang energies here. They're balancing their masculine and their feminine energies throughout this connection. Like this connection is allowing them to balance out these energies a lot more, and to be able to then also express these energies a lot more and a lot more fluidly, with a lot more ease and grace in the physical dimension. So yeah, this connection, how do they view it? They view it as something that's allowing them to grow, step into new dimensions. It's also very challenging here with the Devil, the Liar, 5 of Challenges, 3 of Challenges. So there is some opposition here, especially from the ego. But there is also this profound, strong shift forward. They are learning how to feel into their authenticity here. They do have some foggy thoughts they don't know how to fully grasp or bring into the physical or ground into the physical dimension here, but they do feel very, very connected to themselves nonetheless with the Ace of Visions, and they are learning how to translate their spiritual knowing, their non-conceptual knowing into words, into something that allows them to have a better grasp of it all. And that's also, all of that is basically allowing them to balance out their feminine and masculine energies here with the Huntsman card as well. We also have some Libra energy here, and we also have some Capricorn here for you guys if you resonate. So your person, you might have Capricorn or Libra in your charts. Also there might be like a Capricorn, Libra rising, a moon, or sun signs, or maybe Venus signs as well. But let's see what else comes up for you guys. So for pile number 2, the Poet. How do they view the connection? How does pile number 2's person view this connection? Alright, so we have sacrifice coming through, letting go of the old and welcoming in the new. So they see this as a connection that's really allowing them to grow, become a better person. You also have here the Five of Swords coming through again. So we have conflict and there's defeat, as I was talking about before. So yeah, they do feel like this is a very conflict-based situation or conflict-based connection, because it's just, you know, bringing that heat up to their ego, and they feel like, yeah, like it's basically just there is so much heat, there is so much illumination happening for your person that their ego has to run away back into the shadow realms here. And yeah, that's how they're viewing this connection. They're viewing it as very tedious in this sense of, you know, their ego being under attack basically. They're also viewing this connection as something that's allowing them to have a better view into their own psyche, their own selves, something that's allowing them to grow and reflect on life a lot more, reflect on what's happening for them, why that is happening for them, and just have a better view into the makings of their own psyche and psychology. Basically here, we also have heart chakra coming through. So how do they view this connection? As incredibly heart opening. So even though there is this conflict, this rest and rejuvenation that's necessary for this connection, there's also, you know, the heart chakra and the crown chakra coming through. So this connection is indeed allowing them to really connect with themselves, to open to life, with the crown chakra, to open to themselves, to reconnect with other people, as I was saying before, with this beautiful card here of the Ace of Visions or the Ace of Cups. So this is exactly the energy that I'm talking about. It's the opening of the heart, it's the opening of the crown, it's that connection to oneness, it's that connection to one's soul, one's self, the true self, the loving self, the connection to love, connection to source, that is love, and this recognition that one is love here as well. And just grounding that love, grounding that selfhood, and that higher self, basically grounding that higher self through love, through understanding here as well. This is something that this connection is bringing them. This is something that they are very aware of as well here. We also have fertility coming through for you guys. So they do view this connection as I said, very heart opening, as something that's allowing them to align themselves. This especially happens when they have had some time to rest and reflect on this connection, and when their ego is basically not under attack by anything. So they are able to, you know, really connect with themselves because of this connection. They see this connection as like a catalyst that allowed them to really open themselves up and become aware of new beginnings here on the bottom of the deck. So with the Child of Boons, we also talked about this. So new beginnings, coming into that new energy, learning how to also speak your truth, how to express oneself. So yeah, how do they view this connection for pile number 2, Spirit? We also have here face your fears. Farewell to fear phantoms coming through. So yes, exactly here with the ego, you know, facing your fears, facing that ego that's holding you back and bringing it into the light. It's all about shadow work for your person in this connection as well. It's about, you know, that shadow work of just making the unconscious conscious, making that what is holding you back conscious, and also having to work on it in the physical. It feels like your person is a little bit shaky on the having to work on it in the physical. They are coming up as the Child of Boons, so there is some beginning first steps. There are beginning steps taken here. We also have new beginnings here, but yeah, your person is a little bit shaky on all of that. They are not coming up with any other pentacle energies here, so they do still need to learn how to ground everything in the physical more, to be able to, you know, really live that expression of what their emotional side and their more vision sign, what their swords, what their air, what their knowledge is telling them, and to just ground what their knowledge, their emotions, and their passions are basically telling them here, and to let go what no longer serves. Make it conscious, but then work on it as well. That's something that, you know, as I said, your person is still a little bit shaky on, but they are showing progress here. You know, there are new beginnings here for your person. They are embarking on a new journey. So yeah, they are also, you know, having a little bit trouble still with the throat chakra. They are not communicating everything for you guys, so there are still a lot of things that are left unsaid in this connection between you two, but there is definitely passion here between you two. There is that heart opening, there is that connection to spirit between you two as well, and your person does feel this. They just have, as I said, problems grounding this, but they do feel like there is fertile ground here for this connection to grow. There is a lot of possibility open for this to develop into something deeper, something more grounded. But they do feel like they have to work on themselves here a little bit more, and just work with that ego as well a little bit more here. All right, so that's all I have for you for today, my beautiful pile number 2, regarding the question, how do they view the connection? So I hope this reading was informative. I hope it brought you some clarity. Do let me know how it resonated for you guys in the comment section down below this video. I would love to hear back from you all. Also, thank you for sharing your energy throughout this reading. It was truly a pleasure to connect with all of you today and to be able to read for you today. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Also, thank you very much for all of you guys' support. Without anything else to say, I would just like to mention one last thing, that I'm offering personal readings as well. So if you feel called to, you can contact me and I will provide all the information that you might need. Also, if you're just interested in some prices, all of the prices are also listed in my website, so make sure to check that out as well if you're maybe interested in a more personal approach, or if you have like very specific questions regarding your connection and your situation. I would be very happy to answer those things for you guys and to bring you more clarity in terms of yourself, how you're developing, how your connection is developing, and also what your person's thoughts, feelings might be. So yeah, thank you again for connecting with me. Thank you for sticking throughout this reading. Thank you for listening to my ramble right now. And yeah, I hope to see you guys again in another one of my videos. But until then, have a good day and take care, and bye-bye. Mwah. Hello, my beautiful pile number 3, or if you have picked this warrior card, so the warrior, this is going to be your reading for how does your person view this connection, how does your person view your connection. All right, so with the warrior card here, let's get into this card first of all. So with this card here, I'm sensing that your person views this connection as opening opportunities for them. It is helping them to have a clear vision of what they want, and it's helping them see different possibilities as well here with the rainbow card specifically. It's helping them to really rise towards who they are as well, rise towards their true being, and also to be able to really connect with people and communicate with people. I'm sensing like with this rainbow here, I'm sensing like there is this openness in this connection, that this connection is allowing your person to really feel into their own openness towards people. This connection is allowing your person to be more open to different people as well, to different opinions, to different truths, to different ways of looking at the world, different ways of understanding the world as well here. I'm also sensing like they are able to connect with more objective truth with the warrior here as well. They're able to connect to objective truth, allowing them to see many different possibilities. And this connection is the one that is bringing those things forward for your person. It's allowing them also to manifest more abundance with the warrior here, to really also have very, very strong vision for what they want and basically going for that vision as well. It's a very chariot-like feeling coming from this card. It's a very like going after what I want type of energy, knowing what I want and going after what I want basically. So it is your connection that has allowed your person to really come into contact more strongly with this aspect of what they want to accomplish in their lives, what they want to get after, go after in their lives, to really follow that very, very strongly, to have that strong claim on what they want, to have a strong claim on where they're going. This is just giving me very strong Daenerys from Game of Thrones vibes here as well. Like, you know, she had that idea, that vision for herself as the queen, as the one queen of Westeros for that one throne. And that's what drove her throughout all the books, throughout all the seasons. And this is what I'm feeling for your person, like that drive towards fulfilling their destiny, fulfilling what they feel they should be doing, fulfilling what they feel they are good at here, and just having that strength to pursue that no matter what, having that strength to go after what they want, and to just have that red lining, almost like red line where they are going towards that bullseye. Basically, that's what I'm sensing here with this warrior card coming up for your person. So yeah, how do they view this connection? This connection has been something that's allowed them to really open up, that's allowed them to really get to the truth of what they want out of life, and to get that strength up towards actually doing that and pursuing that. It's also allowed them to open up their horizons, open up different opportunities, and yeah, it has given them that strength, that power, that will to power, that will to action basically here. All right, so let's see what else comes up for you, my beautiful pile number 3. So how do they view the connection, Spirit, for pile number 3? How does their person view this connection? How does their person view this connection, Spirit, for pile number 3? So, okay, let's just see this. I'm curious. Okay, so we have the Two of Boons or the Two of Pentacles. So this is the Two of Pentacles coming up for you guys. All right, let's see what else comes through for pile number 3, Spirit. So how do they view this connection? Pile number 3. I feel like your person with the Two of Boons here knows that they are guided by Spirit. We also have here the Three of Spells. This is the Three of Wands coming through. So the Two of Pentacles, the Three of Wands. They know that they are guided by Spirit here with the Two of Boons. Like they feel that what they are doing, what they're pursuing, what they are going towards in life, basically the direction that they're taking and the the work that they are putting in, the work that they are taking with them is guided by spirit. So that it's like your connection has given them that insight that they are always protected, that they are always guided by spirit. Your connection is also something that's been very illuminating for your person. It's been something that has allowed them to connect to more spiritual aspects of themselves. I'm sensing here with the Three of Wands, and it's also been something that has ignited like adventure and new possibilities for them, as I was saying with the Warrior. So there is a strong sense of adventure here with the Three of Spells, but it's also adventure that's in a way backed up by spirit. So just really following your intuition as well. So yeah, your person feels very intuitively connected to themselves whenever they are around you, or just your connection might have in some of your cases brought up that strength of intuition, and they are able to really feel into that more and more as they are moving forward in their life path. But also, yeah, like your connection is and has been very adventurous for your person. Like in their viewpoint, this has been something new. It has allowed them to tap into new and different energies. It has allowed them to really have that new, just newness in life, allow them to wake up each morning and just be like, oh, what's next? What's life going to give me today? You know, just that type of almost wonder type of feeling, like almost like a child looking at the world with this wonder. But it's also like your person is more adult, they are more mature, so they have almost like also a desire of direction, of something to direct this energy forward and to move it forward. And yeah, it feels like your connection has given them that. So how do they view this connection? They view it as very spontaneous, they view it as very open-ended, they view it as something that is backed up by spirit, that's allowing them to grow individually very strongly, but also something that's really keeping their fire burning more and more. So it feels like every time you two meet, there is more fire added on to this connection. There is more burning present, there is more passion ignited here. And it's all just has this very graceful way of being about it. It's like it's all very peaceful. It's so almost like easy, just graceful, very, very easy to deal with, because it's so aligned in a sense with who you both are, and it feels like very gentle, very pleasant. So yeah, for pile number 3, Spirit. Okay, so we also have the Council of Animals coming through for you guys. This is the Judgment card. And we also have here the Death card coming up reversed for you guys. So no doubt there have been some things that your person had to let go of, or some things that they had to recognize about themselves, that this connection has brought up within them. This might as well have been their more spiritual aspects. So their more spiritual ways of understanding the world, basically, I'm sensing into. They see this relationship as something that's allowed them to tap into their animal guides as well. With the Council of Animals here, like this card is giving me more like very shamanic feelings of tapping into and connecting to your power animals, connecting to your spirit guides, connecting to your spiritual council, and allowing them to help you make the life that you want a reality, basically. With the Death card reversed here, it feels like this Death card almost has been like a catalyst for them to be able to really reconnect with their spirituality. It might have been like there were some things that were coming up for them, like more shadowy things, programmed things, things that were holding them back, for example, blockages and related things. And due to these blockages being in their life, they were able to really reconnect more to the light, reconnect to illumination, connect to the higher world, basically, where angels live, and also where you can find some power animals and animals that basically assist you on your life path. This can, of course, be an animal, it can also be an angel, it can be an elf, a fairy, or some other being that is in a way connected to you, connected to your spirit. So for your person, it feels like they have really connected to their spirituality through this connection and through meeting you. So this connection has allowed them to really reconnect more with their divinity here. I'm sensing it almost feels like they had to go down into the lower worlds in shamanism. So in shamanism you have the higher, the middle, and the lower world, and they had to go down to the lower world, so the shadow, the unconscious, and there that connection, that established connection, that bringing up the light into those shadowy aspects has allowed them to really reconnect more to the aspects of themselves that were previously hidden or unknown, or just things that were very nascent, just there as opportunities for them to grow and to connect to something else, to birth new energies, basically. This also feels like very much an energy of breaking the bounds of one's own self and transcending those bounds, basically bringing and allowing in new energies with the council of animals here as well. So yeah, how do they view the connection? They view the connection as empowering, as also very illuminating, as a blessing, I'm sensing, but also something that really excites them, that really gets that fire going. Oh, something flipped over here that I didn't see before. So okay, so here is the Four of Visions coming through for you guys. So this is the Four of Cups. It feels like your person might be a little bit bored or doesn't know where to go. For some of you, it feels like they are waiting for something currently. So this is like the current energy. It feels like they're waiting for something to happen for them here. It feels like they might currently be at a standstill, or you two might be at some type of a standstill in your connection, because they feel like the world is moving around them, but they feel like they are very much at some type of a standstill, like they have to find the balance within themselves again. It feels like they have to reconnect to spirit again, it feels like. So yeah, that's like the current energy that I'm picking up for them. Just like them specifically, it feels like very stagnant in a way. So yeah, what else? How do they view the connection? It feels like they're waiting for something to happen in this connection specifically currently. But how do they view the connection, spirit? Like, how do they view this connection? So we have the Enchanter coming through, or the Magician. So they view this connection as a strong manifestation of their and your higher selves, as something that is very spiritual in nature, as something that's allowing them to really grow spiritually, as I was saying before, something that's really allowing them to tap into new wisdom, tap into new types of energy, tap into new knowledge here as well. I'm also getting like strong Akashic Records vibe from this card. So it might be that your person is reflecting or connecting with Akashic Records and trying to gain wisdom and understanding through that as well, or just that this connection has allowed them to, you know, as said before, really open up their horizons to new possibilities, to see what can be, to past lives, past maybe soul contracts as well. It feels like they are learning a lot about it currently. They are in that process of understanding this connection as well. So it might be that something still needs to be known to this person with this Four of Cups here. It feels like they are waiting for something. They are in that state of almost like bored waiting. When is this going to happen for me? When is this maybe going to manifest for me? But it also feels like they might be very much focused on just one outcome, not allowing other outcomes to come to them here. Just like a little bit of a message for those of you that maybe need to hear that. But yeah, how do they also view this connection? They view it as something that allowed them to really connect with their wisdom. What else, Spirit? What else is coming through concerning how do they view this connection? So we also have here the Three of Challenges and the Seven of Wisdom. So it feels like they have been hurt by this connection, or this connection has brought up previous hurts for them. They are just also incredibly confused about how this is all making them feel here with the Seven of Visions or the Seven of Cups. This is the Three of Challenges or the Three of Swords coming through. So it feels like this connection has brought up some unresolved things for them. This feels like very much something that has happened in the past, like some previous hurt. It might not even have been something that has happened in your connection specifically, but it is some type of a previous hurtful situation that has occurred for them, and it may have, like, your encounters may have enacted, let's say, or brought up, reenacted these feelings for them again, making them just very confused about what's happening and where this is all headed, where this is all going. So it feels like there are many things happening for them in this connection, especially emotion wise, which is just shifting them off balance a little bit. It feels like your person here with the Two of Wands, they are very balanced physically, they're very balanced financially. It feels like as well, just like emotionally, they are a little bit more out of whack, out of balance. It's like they can't fully feel into how they are feeling. I'm sensing it feels like their emotions are very foggy. It's like there is a lack of clarity here, which might also be why the Death card in reverse is coming up for them. It's something that is giving them the opportunity to really look at these things that are foggy, that are troublesome for them. It's allowing them to look at them, bring clarity to that, shine light on them, recognize what they are, and through that bring healing, bring illumination, bring new energy in their own lives. Basically, it's like Spirit has put you here to illuminate your person as well, to allow them to also recognize their own wisdom, their own incredible and unique contribution to this world here at the present time. So yeah, you two might be star seeds. There is strong star seed energy, especially concerning you, dear watcher. Like your person might just be recognizing that strong star seed energy within you, and that is in a way activating them. They're activating basically their own star seed energy here. So how do they view this connection? All right, so we have the Keeper of Spells here. This is the King of Wands coming through for you guys. So yeah, very passionate connections here. We have the Seeker of Visions. This is the Knight of Cups coming through for you guys. And we also have here the Nine of Boons, or the Nine of Pentacles, basically. So finishing up on a very, very positive note here with all of these cards. So it feels like your person is very passionate towards you. They also feel a lot of gentle emotions towards you, gentle just songs of the heart towards you, basically. So they have their fire, they have their emotions ready and set for you guys. And they also feel like there is a lot of potential for this connection moving forward. There is a lot that can be grown together here with the Nine of Pentacles or the Nine of Boons. Like your person sees there is a true possibility of you two being together, of you two sharing a life together here. It feels like you two might sometimes be very much in opposing energies, or you might be very different from each other. You might come from different backgrounds or something, because these cards are like giving me strong oppositional energy. Like this is black, this is white, this is fire, this is water, you know. It's that type of energy that's a little bit giving me like a feeling of you two being very, very different people, but sometimes together you just somehow really make it work. Like together you can really make it work energetically. There's just something about you two coming together that brings a lot of balance into your connection, and that allows both of you to basically bring balance to the other person. So yeah, your person does see this connection as, or you also specifically, as someone who compliments them, as someone who allows them to grow, as someone who allows them to really tap into themselves a lot more, tap into the parts of themselves that they may have forgotten or not given as much thought to in the past. Almost like it feels like you are a type of mirror for their shadow or parts of themselves that they have forgotten that they have, basically. And this is this, let's say, reconnection, this rekindling of the parts, this how do I want to put this integration, let's say, of the parts that were previously unknown to them, is happening in a very gentle way for you too. Like there are some challenges, there are the Three of Challenges here, there might be some heartbreak, there might be some pain here as well, but it's overall very gentle energy, and it's something that can lead to very, very prosperous endings, very prosperous goals. For some of you, it might even lead to a family, because this is giving me like strong child vibes, like you two having a child together in the future, or you two might already have a child together, or it's just like this timeline is going towards you two having a child together or family together here. So how do they view the connection? Very positive in the end, like very, very positive. They do want to start something more with you here. They want this move to a different level, which will, you know, resonate differently for all of you. For some of you, it might be just going from acquaintances to friends, for others, friends to romantic partners, for again others of you, maybe romantic partners, to, you know, living together, maybe having a family together, and so on. Or just, you know, maybe just having that strong friendship, having that strong rekindling of some type of wonder, having that rekindling of just connecting with someone and enjoying their presence, enjoying their manifestation, enjoying who they are with you, basically. Alright, so for pile number 3, Spirit, what else can you tell us about how do they view the connection? So how does pile number 3 view the connection, Spirit? Do they view this connection? So we have prosperity begins. So this is the Ace of Pentacles. This is, yeah, just what I was like talking about here with the Nine of Wands. There is the new beginning. It feels like this is also something that your person is waiting for here with the Four of Cups or the Four of Visions. Like they are waiting for something to begin for them. They're waiting for this new opportunity to begin for them and for you in the physical. They also see you as very fruitful. Your you meaning here, yeah, like your two hands, your connection here, basically. They see it as very fruitful, as something that can lead to like really, really long life together, basically, which doesn't just mean a romantic relationship. It can also mean a long and lasting friendship, or it can just mean a long and lasting romantic relationship. But nevertheless, like, this is something that your person really feels strongly in their own core, like they see this connection as something that is going to bear a lot of fruits for both of you concerning connection, concerning illumination, and also, you know, physical manifestation of some kind is going to be very evident here. It might just also be, you know, you two starting some kind of venture together, some kind of business together, which is can be also be connected to this Nine of Wands or the Nine of Pentacles here that I saw before. So yeah, very much like a connection of heart to heart, feeling of also just being there for each other here with the prosperity begins, you know, having each other's backs here I'm sensing as well. Like you two really work well together with all of this energy. Also we have spiritual union with the Two of Cups coming through for you guys, so no more can be said. Like your person really does view this connection in the highest possible light. They have a lot of love for you as well. And also we have the Three of Cups coming up for you guys as well. So no, not only do they have a lot of love for you here, they also like really enjoy your company. They really like spending time with you. They like spending time with you and other people. We also have Destiny here as the bottom deck energy. So circling back to the beginning of this reading, yes, this is destiny. This is guided by spirit. All of this is just the universe having your backs. So yeah, like it doesn't really get clearer than this. Like we have prosperity begins. We have 1, 2, 3 here. So 1, 2, 3, go. Basically, that's what I'm hearing here from spirit. So yeah, like strong vision. Again, circling back to the beginning of the reading here, strong vision, strong direction, strong connection, having each other's backs, being there for each other, really feeling into each other as well. But also, you know, having that strong, deep emotional depth, that strong just connection to each other here. But also, you know, that joy of spending time with each other is very much apparent in your connection. Joy of spending time with other people as well, and rejoicing in celebration of each other, and also of just having the opportunity to have and share this connection with someone, basically. Yeah. All right, so spirit, one more for the road for pile number 3. How do they view this connection? How does pile number 3 view this connection? What else can you tell us? Okay, so we also have here coming through, facing your fears, saying farewell to fear phantoms. So your person is learning how to let go of everything holding them back in this connection. And we also have accepting challenges and trusting your inner resources. This is to me talking about trusting yourself, trusting spirit to have your back, while also trusting that everything is connected, that the light always shines upon you, that things are always happening for you as well. So your person is learning how to accept guidance from spirit. They're learning how to accept the light and how to also illuminate their own darkness. This is what this connection is teaching them. It's teaching them to step into the light as well. It's allowing them to also express themselves, to really be there as they are, authentically present, like grounded in themselves here as well. Like with the spiritual union, yes, that's very much something that's just like this connection is like the ground from which they can allow themselves to really express themselves and allow themselves to really be seen and heard and felt into, basically. So yes, that's all I have for you for today, my beautiful pile number 3. Thank you so much, you guys, for sharing your energy with me throughout this reading. It was truly such a pleasure to read for you guys today. It was so nice to connect with this energy as well. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your energy. Also, if you would maybe like a personal reading, if you want a little bit more of a deeper look into your connection, I am still available for personal readings. So do let me know, do send me an email if you are interested. I also have all my prices listed on my website, so make sure to check that out as well if you feel called to contact me, of course. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you again so much for sharing your beautiful energy with me today. It was such a pleasure to read for you. And thank you for all of your support on this channel as well. Let me know how this reading was for you, how it resonated, how it may have brought some clarity in regards to your connection as well. And I do hope to see you guys again in another one of my videos. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.